训练远距离，超凡缩写力 Beyondnorm 超凡远距。Welcome to Topic Master. Our theme this week is education. Is education important? I guess nobody's going to say no. There is family education, school education, social education. Let's quickly take a look at the questions. Question 1 is about the meaning of schooling to a person. Schooling means education at school. And nowadays, there are some people called homeschoolers. This kind of education is called homeschooling. They usually learn at home, especially from their parents. For question 1, please talk about the meaning of schooling to you and talk about the difference between schooling and the homeschooling. That is the difference between education at school and education at home. And which one do you prefer? I think the meaning of education is that there is someone who tells you how to be better. At home, the someone is usually your parent. At school, the someone is usually your teacher and your classmate. If nobody teaches you to be better, then you have to learn everything by yourself. That is called self-learning. Nowadays, a lot of students say that they are under a lot of pressure. So for question 2, please talk about whether we can live without pressure. And do you agree that high school students are under too much pressure? And look at yourself, what causes the pressure in your life? If you clearly know what is the cause of the pressure, you may find a solution to the pressure in your life. For question 3, talk about the best memory you have as a student. Some people may say that they make their first best friend at school. That is a beautiful memory. And some teenagers probably said that they have their first boyfriend or girlfriend in school. That is romantic. And some others probably said that they meet a very nice teacher. They are really lucky. And how does the memory affect you? If you have the best memory, you probably also have the worst memory. For question 4, please talk about the worst memory when you are a student. How does the bad memory affect you? Although I was never bullied by classmates, I still remember that I was once punished by my teacher. That became a very terrible memory in my life. Question 5, we still talk about education, and let's come back to family education. And what do you think is good family education? And try to give an example. We can talk about whether your parents play with you, teach you something, sing with you, go camping with you, and so on and on. And again, if there is good family education, there might be bad family education. And please share with us what is terrible family education, and we can try to avoid it. And always try to give an example. I know some young parents are crazy about playing online games so that they pay little attention to their children. They even use computer as a babysitter. That's really terrible family education. For question 7, young students are going to speak out loud, saying, "No, we don't want to go to school on summer vacation." Do you think summer classes are important? For question 8, I think this is a very important question. Let's talk about whether you think young people have to get a job after they graduate from college, or they have to go to graduate school in order to learn more. Today in Taiwan, a lot of students go to graduate school after college. Do you think it's a good idea? Why or why not? For question 9, let's take a look at our language education in Taiwan. Today, young students in Taiwan have to learn 3 languages: Chinese, English, and their mother language, and some even have to learn a second foreign language. So do you think our language education successful? Or you think no? You don't think students have to learn their mother language at school? Explain your reason. For question 10, let's take a look at where you learn the most in your life. Of course, you learn a lot from your family, that's family education, and then you go to school, you learn a lot from school, that's school education, and after school, after you graduate, you get your first job in the society, and you start to learn from work. So where do you think you learn the most important thing in your life? Family, school, or society? For the last question, I believe that everybody has something to say about it. Almost everyone complains a little bit about our education. So, if you were the president, the country leader, what would you do to change our education? And please explain why you think doing it can help our education. And how do people benefit from it? Alright, all the above is just for your reference. You don't really have to answer those questions in a way that this video tells you. You have your own voice, that's the most important thing. Please share your voice with us.
加入超凡远距，成就超凡英语说写能力。